What's up, guys? So I'm very excited. Today we're actually going to do our goal setting process, my goal setting process together. So grab a pen, grab a piece of paper. We're going to do this together, okay? So I already took some notes down. I did leave some of them blank so that we could actually do them together. I just want to take up your entire day, obviously. And for some reason, whenever I get on camera, sometimes I just, like, my brain spaces out, even though I'm literally sitting here in the living room completely by myself. Um, I don't know. I forget things, and then whenever I get off camera, I'm like, oh, I forgot this. So I hate that. So, anyways, I did take some notes down, but we're basically just I'm going to walk through you how to set up your goals for next year and be successful at them, okay? Trust me, trust the process, and let's get after it. So, literally get a piece of paper, pause this if you have to, go grab a pen, go grab a piece of paper, do it on your phone, well, whatever, okay? So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to think about the big goals. So when it comes to finances, family, health, your relationships, friends, marriage, or partners, whatever, your career goals, think about the big kind of groups, and obviously there could be more than that. Those are just kind of like the main ones that I thought about, but the main topics that you really want to focus on next year, and we'll kind of go from there. So I'm going to start with mine. I'm going to start with my kind of career and kind of like first. So as far as my career goes, I want to just continue to help as many people as I can. That includes grow my business, obviously, because as I'm helping people, I'm growing my business. They kind of go hand in hand. And just continue to grow in my career. So that's the big kind of umbrella, right? So think of what it is that you want to. You don't have to start with career. You can do whatever your big one is going to be first, right? And then, so that's the main goal. But how am I going to get to that? How am I going to help more people? How am I going to grow my business? Those are the goals and the steps that we need to take to get to the big goal. So just throwing it out there like, I want to help more people and grow my business, that's not going to do anything. Like, that's great, but how are you going to do that? You have to actually outline how we're going to do that, and also think about the challenges that might come up along the way. Okay, so let's start there. So help more people, grow my business. So how I'm going to do that is I want to commit to doing one YouTube video a week. And I'm going to alternate. So, and I'm telling you, like, you have to be this specific, because if not, it's just kind of thoughts and ideas in the air, and they're not really going to happen if you're not specific about them, okay? So I want to post one YouTube video a week, and I'm going to alternate between a form video that I do at the gym or at home, whatever, and a like education kind of like topic video on, nutrition, health, whatever. So I want to alternate between the two. Now, another thing I want to mention, it can't be so great. You have to look at what you're actually doing right now, and it can't be so grand and like a lot more than what you're doing now, because it's just unrealistic, okay? You have to set realistic goals. So right now I'm kind of doing one YouTube video, like I'm probably like averaging like 2 or 3 a month, now. Recently I've been getting better at it, but I will let weeks go by where I just don't do it because I just don't feel like it. I don't make the time for it. I say I don't have anything to talk about, when in reality there's thousands of things to talk about. So now I'm going to commit to one YouTube video a week. One form video and one topic video. Not two, but like alternate between those two, right? And then I'm going to continue to post one like reel or post on Instagram a day. I still haven't figured out Instagram. Like, I want to share education content, but anytime I share education stuff, it's like too boring. People don't care about it. People want to see like these quick, like funny, and I'm like, that's just not me. But I try to give the people what they want, so that in that way I can grab your attention and give you what you need type thing. But I still don't really know what I'm doing there. I've been thinking about hiring like a business coach, but we'll see. That's just kind of a thought process. I'm not writing that down or anything. That's just kind of been on my mind. So we'll see. I'm going to continue to do, my one time one daily Instagram post, and then my weekly newsletter. That's another thing that I really want to focus on. So right now I'm sharing a newsletter probably like every 2 weeks. So I really lag on that. I just feel like I don't want to spam people, but also if you signed up to my newsletter, you're trying to get the education, you're interested in what I have to say, you're interested in the workouts, you're interested in the topics and the everything. So, you know, I just want to make sure that whenever I do send out the newsletter, they're packed with as much value as possible and as much information. So I'm going to get more consistent with that. And then as far as my education goes, so I want to make sure that I'm always doing something towards my education. So whether that is, whether I'm in a course, so right now I'm in a course, the behavior change course, and I'll probably be doing that for another month or so. And so I know myself. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna be in a course and I'm gonna be reading something at the same time. That's just too much for me. I won't do that. So either I'm gonna be in a course, or I'm going to be reading something educational that's going to help me with my coaching or, you know, whatever, helping people, grow my business, helping other people. So that's kind of going to be one thing that I'm going to focus on. So like I said, right now I'm doing my course. After my course, I might start reading the motivational interviewing book that I got a few months ago. I put a pause on that just because, like I said, I'm already doing a lot of reading and coursework for this course. Anyways, so now, that might seem like a lot. You're like, whoa, you literally have 5 goals under one goal. Not really. They're like little things that I'm actually already doing. I'm really just throwing in the consistency factor. My goal really is to be consistent at these things that I'm kind of already half-assed doing, right? So that's number 1. So wherever you're at. Now, the next thing that we might be able to do together, so marriage, relationship, whatever, you know, I don't think anybody's relationship, marriage, you know, and I'm gonna do family later, so family and friends. This is specifically like your marriage or your partner or spouse, whatever. So I don't think anybody's is perfect. Everybody has issues, okay? So in my marriage, we have been going to counseling for a while now, pretty consistently, and I want to continue to do that. So again, I'm not starting something new. These are just things that I want to continue to do and be active in to help my marriage be better and be the best it can be, while also knowing that it's never going to be perfect. Like, I have to let that thought go that it's, oh, one day it's just going to be perfect. That's never going to happen. So we're going to continue to do that. And then next year, this is something that I'm not currently doing. I was doing for a while, but then I got out of it when we moved, is I want to start going back to individual counseling and therapy. So just because I think it's great for people to work on their things together, but you need to work on your own shit by yourself too, you know, because a lot of the issues that come into, I think, a relationship are your own individual shit that you're bringing into the relationship, you know? So I want to start that. And yeah, just communication. Like, I want to be able to sit down with Keith and us communicate through issues better, not just like ignore them and just be annoyed for a couple days and then just never talk about it again and move on. So I really want to focus on that this year, on as far as my marriage aspect goes, continuing to do our therapy and then start individual therapy, and then yeah, just continue to communicate better. So you see how I want my marriage to be better this year. I want to work on my marriage. Okay, cool, that's a great goal, but like how are you going to do that, you know? Because setting this, just these standard, you know, big outcome-based goals, really, they're not really going to get you to that goal. I hate to keep saying the word goal, but you have to break it down on, okay, cool, that's what you want, but how are you going to get there? Because how you're going to get there are the things that you need to be focused on, not just, I want to grow my business and help more people. I want my marriage to be better this year. Those are my goals. Okay, those are great, but like, how are you going to get there, you know? Okay, let's move it along. When it comes to myself, I want to work on my patience, my like anxiety, like the way that I allow things to upset me is ridiculous, you know? I recently started doing, and that's, again, these are things that I've kind of already started doing, but I know in 2024, I really just want to be more consistent at them. So I have started listening to more, like, I used to only listen to exercise, fitness, nutrition podcasts. And it's literally the same thing. It's all things I know, but I like listening to it, you know? And I finally was like, okay, you need to let's try listening to something. Let's mix it up. Listening to something that's going to benefit what you're struggling with right now. And that is like my patience, especially in this toddler era, because your girl is struggling, okay? Like, I literally tell myself, I'm gonna keep my cool. I'm gonna keep my cool. I'm not gonna freak out. He doesn't understand. And then, after the 100th time, I lose my freaking mind. And I hate it every time. I always feel so bad about it. And I just hate doing it. And so, yeah, I want to work on my patience and my control and being a mother, a better mother. And I want to focus on all that, my anxiety, my stress, like all of that, I think will lead to a better me. So anyways, I've been listening to some podcasts. The Mel Robbins podcast is freaking amazing. Literally one theory, I'm just going to share one with you that I listened to that changed my life already. I'm not even kidding, okay? The what if it works out theory. So whenever something stresses you, whenever something, she explained it how, whenever something comes up and it causes stress and anxiety or whatever, that's the first arrow that's being shot into your chest, right? But the second arrow that is completely self-inflicted is how we respond to that first arrow, right? So I ordered some gifts for our, Keith's, I guess my sister-in-law. Yeah, they're Keith's sisters. It's weird because we're 32, and Keith has like 8-year-old sisters. Yeah. So I guess they're my sister-in-laws. And we ordered something for them for Christmas and we sent it over. On my email, it said delivered to individual on like a certain day, on like a Friday. And his mom, so my mother-in-law, was saying, I didn't get it. I don't know. And I'm like, oh my God, great. It was stolen because it said left with individual. And this was like Tuesday that she was saying on Friday. This was 5 days later. You know what I mean? So I was like, great, it got stolen. And I started to like rile myself up. That's the second arrow. The first arrow was the package being lost or misplaced or whatever. That one, I couldn't control that one, right? But the second one that I could control was me going into a complete panic about what we're going to do now. And so I literally stopped myself and I said, okay, because I remember the podcast I listened to, and I said, what if it works out? And I literally said that to myself. This was happening to me at the gym, and I was driving home and I said that to myself, and I was like, okay, what if it works out? What if we find it? What if it gets replaced? What if the store is like, no worries, we'll send you another one? Like, there's so many things that could positively happen right now that me stressing out about it, like, and then before that would have sent me in a spiral had I not listened to that podcast. So I said, what if it works out? And then guess what? The next day the package was found. And I was just like, oh my gosh, thank goodness I didn't spend so much energy freaking out about this like I normally would. Like, it's the end of the world, because it did work out. So anyways, I just want to continue to practice that, like, what if it works out theory, and the let them theory is another one. I'm not going to go into that one, but the Mel Robbins podcast has really been helping me lately. I just want to continue to work on that, continue to work on my patience, continue to work on, controlling my anxiety and my stress, and not allowing things that haven't even happened yet stress me out. So as far as finances, I kind of stopped here because I was like, wait, I need to fill some of this out with you guys because we're literally supposed to be doing this together. So yeah, just make sure, you're taking notes, writing down all of yours. I'm just sharing mine, but that doesn't mean yours have to be the same. Okay, so when it comes to finance, I think this is something that we could all probably have goals about. So it might, work for both of us at the same time. So as far as finances go, I think next year I really want to focus on we bought a house this year, so our spending has kind of been like a little bit inconsistent. And so I want to next year, I want to get more on a like budget that this is what our bills are, this is what our spending is going to look like, this is what our savings is going to look like, and kind of just get more in line with that. So that's something that me and Keith kind of have to sit down and do together, obviously, but that's really what I want to do. So I want to focus on getting a serious budget in place now that all of our like expenses have kind of extra spending has kind of stopped, just because if we had to buy a bunch of things for the house, and then we had to Keith bought a new car. So we just had a bunch of like random things that aren't normally in our bills. So now this next year, there are no upcoming things coming up. So I want to just continue to, you know, get on a budget that we can both agree on now that we have all of our kind of like, what are those bills called that are like the same every month? Variable. I don't remember. But the bills that are the same every month, get those like sorted out. Like this is going to be our bills every single month. This is what they are. This is going to be our spending every single month. This is going to be our saving every single month. And then also identify what vacations we want to take next year, because those are always like, we know we're going to take a vacation, but for some reason we never just like plan for it. We just end up going on vacation, and then we're like, oh, I guess maybe it would make more sense if we saved a little bit each month for this vacation, you know? So that's another thing that I really want to get in order for our finances. Yeah, and then just continue to, you know, invest and for our future, for K3's future, and do all that, those sorts of things. So that's another topic that I am going to sit down with Keith and discuss, and we'll go over that one in more detail. So fitness and health, this one we may be able to do together because, you know, this is my whole YouTube's about fitness and health. So I think my fitness goals are, I want to get better at my cardio. So again, that's a big topic, right? So cool, you want to get better at your cardio. How are you going to do that? Well, my plan is I am going to start running, I want to say 1 time a week, one to 2 times a week. Let's just do 1 to 2 times a week and see how that works in my schedule, because I don't think I'm ever going to get rid of my lifting. I mean, I might be able to do 3 times a week of lifting and then maybe 2 times a week of running, and that might work just because, you know, I am in maintenance. Like I'm just living my life. I don't really have any like aesthetic goals or really strength goals. I mean, I want to continue to be strong. Obviously, I want to continue to I want to keep my pull-ups. I want to continue to have like a strong deadlift and a squat and a bench press and all those, obviously. But I don't really have any specific goals when it comes to, like I said, either aesthetics or like strength-based goals. I think it'd be cool to deadlift 3 times my body weight, but I don't know if that's ambitious or not. But I think I'm just gonna do cardio. So I just want to implement more cardio. And also that might not mean just running. That might mean getting on the stair climber more or doing a spin class or something like that. But I want it to be something that's relaxing at the same time, because strength training to me, yes, I feel great afterwards, but while I'm in it, it's like aggressive. It's like, let's go, heart racing, lifting heavy, listening to trap music, you know? Like I'm like hyped up. And I want something in running, although obviously it gets your heart rate up, it's more relaxing because there's no thought process. I'm not thinking about like my form. I'm just kind of like jogging, you know? I should say jogging, I don't run. So I like the thought of that. And I also like the thought of trying Pilates once a week because it's something calm. This last year I tried spin and I like it, but like I said, everything exercise that I do other than my walking is already very like high strung, aggressive, focused. So I want something that's more like soothing and relaxing, and I cannot do yoga. Just can't. Not there. But I feel like Pilates is very low intensity, or I can make it low. There's like different levels. You know, I could just do the low intensity classes. It's almost like a stretching, like active stretching type thing. I think I would really like that. Or my running. So I'm going to look into both of those and just figure out which one's going to work best for me, my schedule, which one feels better to my body. But that's kind of my goal there. So 1 to 2 times a week of either like some kind of cardio or some active stretch, whatever class. So Pilates, we'll write that down. Okay, so next is going to be my kind of friends and family, my relationship with my friends and family. So I want to continue just to build that relationship. There's nothing specific that I really want to do. I have some of the best friends because we don't have to text every single day, every single week, every single month even. And if, you know, we're still always there for each other. So I'm very, very grateful of that. They're very low maintenance. I need low maintenance friends, you know? That's just my lifestyle. I don't like to be on the phone all the time. I don't like to be texting all the time. I already have to be on my phone so much to post on Instagram, to message my clients back, to, you know, do mindless scrolling. So I just hate it. But yeah, just to continue to talk to my mom regularly. Like, we've gotten in a really good habit of talking, every few days, really. And yeah, just continue to build that relationship with my immediate family. And I know Keith wants to start spending more time with his family. So now that we've been here back in the States, we've been able to do that, obviously. So we just want to continue to work on those relationships. Just make time, I think. Make time. And if we break that down even more, like trying to make that more specific, I'm trying to think of what that really means. So when it comes to my family, just continuing to reach out to my mom, at least a few times a week. My sister is very needy, so I just trying to like fulfill her needs so our relationship is good. So just continue to try to maintain that and reach out to her because I know she likes it, I think. And I mean, I like it too. I love catching up with her. Once we actually get on the phone, we'll be on there forever, but it's just the initial getting on there. So just making more time for that. And yeah, next year we have a lot of travel planned. So February, me and Keith are trying to take a trip. March, we're going to Georgia to visit his family, hopefully. April, I'm going to my sister because I'm throwing her a bridal shower. May, we're all going to my sister's again because we're going to the wedding. And then June is my son's birthday. July or August, that's probably when we're gonna take our family vacation. Literally like next year's planned. It's crazy, right? So anyways, I hope this was helpful. And just remember that whenever you're thinking of the big goals, you need the process, the steps that are gonna get you to that goal. It is not enough to say, I wanna grow my business. I want to get a promotion in my job. I want to, find a new job. Cool, how are you gonna do that? What are you gonna do? Okay, I'm going to tailor my resume to every job posting. I'm going to look through Indeed every 48 hours for new job postings. I'm going to, you know what I mean? Like, it has to be that specific, because if not, it's too broad. You're not going to do it. And then don't forget about if any of your goals involve creating a habit out of it, like if your health goals involve, I want to get to the gym 3 times a week next year consistently, then you need to go back to my tiny habits method and instill those tiny habits. Okay, like how are you going to do that? What are you going to do to make it happen? What's going to be your trigger to remind you? Are you going to take your gym bag every day to work? So that way when you get off work, that's your trigger. Like, oh, my gym bag, I got to go to the gym. Whatever that is. So I hope this was helpful. And I hope you were able to get your journaling down. If you had to pause it and come back or whatever, then leave a comment if you have any questions. And I hope this was helpful. Happy New Year. Bye.